Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to just do a beginner's guide to changing the driveline on the GX. In other words, how to switch from 4 high into 4 low. The default mode on your GX460 is 4 high, which I'm in right now. But if you're not used to four-wheel driving, or if you're a beginner like I was, it may not seem intuitive how to change this vehicle into its different drive modes. But essentially, let's start at 4 high, which is the default. And so you'll just get in it and drive it just like any other car. Okay? The next drive mode that you might be interested in is 4 low, and that's a button down here on the dash. And it's real easy to switch into 4 low. But the first thing you would want to remember before switching into 4 low is neutral. So remember neutral. Always switch into neutral first. It's easy for people who know what they're doing, but if you're a beginner, you might be inclined to leave it in gear and then switch to 4 low, or put it in park and switch to 4 low. That's not correct. The correct way is to put it into neutral, and the reasoning behind that is you want to disconnect the drive line. So on one side you have the engine, the other side you have the wheels, which is connected to your transmission. You want to just go ahead and disconnect those by putting it in neutral. That way there's no binding on the drive line. So rule number 1, when switching from 4 high to 4 low or back again, you're going to want to be in neutral. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Remember that, especially if you're new to off-roading, because you'll get out on the trail. You might get into an emotional situation and you might forget that you need to be in neutral. And if you're not in neutral, you can't get grinding and things like that. So let's go ahead and show you how to put it in 4 low. Coming out of 4 high and into 4 low is simply coming out of drive, going into neutral here. Always make sure you're in neutral, again, to disconnect that drive line. Coming down here, push down, bring it down into low 4 or 4 low, and then you'll get up here on the dash the 4 low in yellow there. Now you can come back and take it out of neutral and into drive. Now you're in low range. You can also use your gearing, go over, and you can be in a lower gear all the way down to first gear in 4 low, which will make you just crawl along. Lots of torque though. Low range is all about torque, and you trade torque for speed. To get out, come out of drive, so you're in drive, come out of drive, go back to neutral. Once you're in neutral, push the button down, go up to 4 high, and you're not gonna get any lights, but now you're in default mode and you're still in neutral, and then go back down to drive. Another feature on your Lexus GX460 that you might be interested in is downhill assist. And that's essentially a system that uses the automatic braking system or ABS system in order to control your downhill descent when you're on a steep off-road type of situation, when you're going downhill. So as the name implies, downhill assist. And the best way to demonstrate downhill assist is to actually just go ahead and do it. So let's find a spot up here and go ahead and show you how to get into downhill assist. Up ahead is a not a crazy steep type of situation, but relatively steep. It'll be steep enough for most people. And we go ahead and demonstrate that. So we're kind of at the downhill part now. Not too let's go up a little bit further. Let's see if we can find something a little bit steeper. It's bumpy here, but we'll find a steep section in a second. Perhaps I should have used downhill assist there. Anyway, let's get her into neutral. So that's step number one. Bring it down into neutral. Now, you want to use downhill assist in low range, so we're going to go down to low 4. Or 4 low, I should say, but low range. And then go ahead and hit your downhill assist button. And the downhill assist button will come back on. And now we can go ahead and put it in drive, which you could also go down in low range. And now I'm just going to take my foot off the brake. Downhill assist is on. The icon is on. I'm in low range, and I'm in first gear. So here we go. And it's just going to kind of take me down this hill in a very leisurely pace. And the dash here is flashing it's essentially flashing the vehicle stability control button a lot, or icon I should say, as you hear the brake actuators going. Now this is a feature, the downhill assist control is, I wouldn't call it a gimmick, though some people might say it is, but it's a helpful feature when quite honestly, you just want to chill going downhill and not have to think about driving. It's doing the brakes for me, and it's just taking me down the hill. Safely. Kind of boring, but safe, and it's doing its thing. And that's what's behind this, is safety more than anything. This is not a type of feature you would use if you were in some sort of engaging off-road situation. So on off-roading situations where you're actively engaged in the trail, you're not going to use downhill assist control. You're going to use this when you're on some relatively straight, boring type of road, and you essentially want to go into downhill cruise control. So this downhill assist control is almost like the opposite of crawl control, which is an off-road cruise control system that this GX doesn't have, but the higher luxury trim has it. Many other vehicles, including 4Runners, Toyota 4Runners, have them. So with downhill assist on, you just cruise down in slow motion. My foot's not on the pedal, and you can just take it easy. So think of downhill assist as a sort of like a way to take a break on the trail versus a feature you're going to actively, head out to the trail to use your downhill assist control. It's more a comfort type of thing, but it can be used in snowy situations, in tricky situations, and really get you out of trouble, or at least make the situation less stressful for you. So those are the basics. That's how to get in and out of 4 high and 4 low, and the super exciting downhill assist control on your Lexus GX460. Please remember, if you liked this video or found it helpful, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. And let's go ahead and get out of this and have some fun. This would be the opposite of downhill assist. This would be called downhill fun. Oh.